Hello and welcome. This is Chain with simple cryptocurrency news, and today I'm gonna talk about Mimblewimble Craze. Right? We've got this new protocol which has two coins launched on it, which are Grin and Beam. So I'm gonna talk about that. Then I'm gonna talk about some Neo ecosystem news, and then I'll be talking about Ontology. And finally, at the very end, I'm going to be announcing the winners for week 4 for the week 4 giveaway by Phantasma Chain. And also, I'm going to kick off week 5, which is the very last week of the giveaway, sponsored by Phantasma Chain. So let's get right in. So as we can see on CryptoPotato.com, Mimblewimble Craze, Grin and Beam are exploding, 70% gains. Okay, this was posted a few days ago, but it's just to discuss this article about these two revolutionary coins, right? They're considered revolutionary. Now, I'm not going to spend this video to discuss the in-depth technical side of them. I'll probably do a separate video which I'll discuss them more in depth. But basically, these two coins which have been developed on this new protocol called Mimblewimble, which is supposed to be the name of a spell from the Harry Potter movies, right? This protocol was actually created by an anonymous person, so it's kind of similar to Bitcoin in the sense that we don't know who the creator is, right? But they decided to go with this name, Mimblewimble. He obviously is a fan of Harry Potter, right? We know that. So yeah, basically what they're saying here is these two revolutionary anonymous Mimblewimble based cryptocurrencies recorded significant gains over the last 24 hours. This is coming after the green coin dropped massively, losing 98% of its price value during its first trading day on 17th of January. Green entered the trading arena on 16th of January at about 10 p.m. UTC with a high price of $261 per coin against the US dollar, but dropped to as low as $6.58 just noon before January 17th. Now this happened as a result of the circulation of the coin after the first green block was mined. So yeah, basically Green was actually listed on a number of exchanges which I don't really recommend using, like for example Hotbit and some other exchange. Then it got listed on Bbox, which is a better exchange, and recently it's been listed on KuCoin. I believe it was on Saturday that it got listed on KuCoin. So when it got listed on that, the price absolutely spiked up from, like, it even shows you here if you scroll down, it spiked up from the low of like $4 something. What it was on Hotbit, it was like $4.50. So they're actually saying incorrectly here when they're saying that it dropped as low as $6.58. Oh, sorry, no, actually they're talking about 17th of January. But yeah, basically just this weekend that just passed, when I last checked it on Hotbit, it was like $4.50. So when they listed on KuCoin, the price just continued to spike over the weekend, and it went to as high as like 14-15 bucks, right, before it dropped again. Now it's sitting at more or less around 8 bucks. So yeah, the problem with this is the circulation, right? So the coin is actually started at zero, obviously started getting mined, and as the supply grows, then obviously the price drops, right? So the thing is that, like I said, I'm not going to discuss the technical aspect, but just a quick introduction into this coin Grin is that it has unlimited supply. So this is one of the downsides. Okay, it's a really good protocol for privacy, but it has unlimited supply, whereas Beam doesn't have unlimited supply. It's mineable too, and it grows as much as 260 million. Right, that's how much you can actually mine. That's the cap. So once you get to 260 million, you cannot mine anymore. So that's the difference between these two, but they're both on this Mimblewimble protocol, which is for privacy, right? It's focused on privacy, and it's supposed to help Bitcoin scale, right? So this is why we're getting so much hype with these two coins. So yeah, that's pretty much it. If you want to check them out, I will be posting a link to this article in the description of the video, as I always do, as well as the other articles which I'm going to be talking about if you're only interested in finding out specific news. Maybe you don't want to watch the whole video, right? So yeah, let's talk about the Neo ecosystem. So we've got some news from Neo News today. Nash Exchange publishes the open source staking contract. So Nash Exchange, as some of you may know, is the upcoming decentralized exchange, which was initially called NEX, but they've rebranded, right, to Nash. The token symbol is still going to be NEX, right? The ticker symbol is still NEX. It's an NEP5 token, right? It can be traded on the affiliate DEX at the moment or over the counter on Cryptoholics on Telegram. This is what I recommend. If you, again, this is not financial advice. If you are planning to trade it, if you have it, you want to sell it, this OTC group Cryptoholics, or simply affiliate DEX. But for affiliate DEX, you do need to pass KYC if you're not in the United States. to actually prove that you're not an American citizen, right? Because they're not allowed to trade on the DEX at the moment due to the current legislations over there. So yeah, basically the news about Nash is that it's a decentralized financial service platform, and that Nex have finalized and released the Nex token staking contract, right? The smart contract allows Nex, which is the Nash exchange token holders, to stake their tokens in return for a portion of the fees generated by the exchange. So yeah, if you've watched my initial video, right, if you're not new to my channel, you've watched my review video on Nex, as it was called back then. I basically mentioned, as I pointed out from their white papers, that they'll have these staking functionalities in which they'll reward you if you lock your tokens for a specific period of time. So here we can see more details. For example, if you stake 15,000 NEX for a duration of 18 months, the fee reward you'll get is 67.5%. And obviously the longer you go, maximum is 2 years, the more you get, right? So for 2 years, they're actually saying here how much they'll give you, and it's 75% of the fee, right? That's the maximum for a 24-month stake, and the lowest that you can get for a 1-month stake is 25% of the fee. Now on some Telegram groups, people say that these sort of coins or tokens or I don't know, exchanges which ask you to stake for a specific period of time and lock them, they consider them Ponzi schemes, and that they'll do exit scams and you lose all your money, all your tokens, all your coins. Well, I don't know, that's quite questionable, because come on, I mean, not all of them are Ponzi schemes, right? Especially Nash, we know that they are registered as a security in Liechtenstein, right? And because they've got this security license, right, they can actually be they can be sued, right? So they can't run away with your tokens. You need to keep that in mind as well before you consider them a Ponzi scheme, right? I think they're far away from a Ponzi scheme, especially because they're registered as a security. So they wanted to go the legal way. They're taking the legal route, and they're aiming to launch their exchange sometime in March. So just keep that in mind. Okay, that's enough about Nash. Now let's talk about Narrative. So Narrative, they're bringing content drafted online in preparation for the March beta testing, right? So March beta is going to launch, we're not entirely sure, but they're just saying in March, right? So we're not sure when in March, but at some point then. So what are they going to do in the beta version? So content creators are directly incentivized in the narrative economy, as they earn 60% of the narrative rewards pool, consisting of all revenue earned by the network, including advertising revenue. Creators can prepare posts with text messages and video and have the option to publish them automatically to the appropriate niche or channel when the beta goes live. Narrative recommends that content creators tag their submissions to a niche, because doing so will increase its visibility. Narrative's network stacks page has been updated to track the draft submissions. And of course, you can find out more information directly on their blog. So yes, let's keep an eye out on Narrative and see what other news we're going to get. And finally, from the Neo ecosystem, I want to cover O3 Labs. As always, you know, I'm a big fan of this software, this application, you can say. It's basically a desktop application as well as a mobile application. They've got many features. If you've watched my recent demo on Stakeology, you can now stake your Ontology coins using the O3 mobile app, and also, sorry, not the O3 mobile app, the O3 desktop app, and soon it's going to be available on the mobile app as well. So until now you could only do it on the Onto app and also on the O Wallet. So I had done an initial demo on O Wallet on how you could stake to the nodes to get extra rewards in ONG by the Ontology Foundation. So this is the main reason for staking to the node. Obviously the rewards are huge. We have seen some of the nodes, there are 7 nodes in total. Some of the nodes actually paid like 8 times the amount of ONG you would get just for holding your coins in your wallet. So it's insane amounts, and this is for 3 entire years. We're talking about 2.7 years now. But enough talking about the node. I want to actually talk about this new feature on the O3 mobile app, which is called the O3 swap. So what is this feature, right? So it actually tells you that you can swap your coins, right? If you've got Bitcoin, for example, you can swap it for Neo or Ontology or gas, right? So it does tell you here that the O3 swap is meant to be a simple gateway for Neo, gas, and ONT purchases that use the Change Now API to perform swaps. Users who wish to perform a Neo purchase with a non-native cryptocurrency such as Bitcoin or Ethereum will be quoted an exchange rate and provided with an address to send a certain amount of their cryptocurrency to. And when the deposit address is funded, the user's O3 wallet will be sent NEO, gas, or ONT in return. Of course, exchange rates vary based on market conditions and the available liquidity listed on the order books of the currency exchanges worldwide. The product is meant to offer reasonably good rates. So I haven't actually checked this out myself to see what the rates are, but here you can pretty much see how it's going to work, right, if you do it. I haven't used it, like I said, but feel free to have a look if you're interested. Again, make sure to check out the rates to make sure it's even worth it, because maybe it's not worth it. Maybe it's better for you to just send them to an exchange and get NEO there if you want to do the swap, but check them out. If it's the same, it may be worth using it just because it's much more quicker. So yeah, and it'll save you from having to set up accounts and all those sort of stuff, especially if you're new to cryptocurrency. If you're old in the game, again, it may be easier. Have a look, compare the prices, and see if it's worth it for you if you plan to use this feature. But yeah, they're just basically rewarding here that Ontology staking feature was also released recently. So yeah, do check that out. Do check out my video. I'm actually going to post a link to that video at the very end of this video. It's a full demo on how you can actually stake using Stakeology. So yes, that's pretty much it from O3. So yeah, I'm actually looking forward to their newest feature, which is yet to come, which is the fiat integration with NEO and hopefully Ontology. They haven't actually confirmed Ontology yet, but they have confirmed NEO. So yeah, that's going to be quite good because new people that want to enter the cryptocurrency space will be able to purchase NEO directly with fiat, with US dollars or euros or other native currency, right? So it depends what they're going to support. So that's pretty cool. Right, that's it from the NEO ecosystem. Let's talk a little bit about Ontology. So Ontology are just bringing lots of news lately. This latest article here, Hanwha Life. So Ontology and Hanwha Life Insurance have announced a partnership to develop a blockchain academy, right? So what are they trying to do with this blockchain academy? They're trying to get developers, they're trying to attract as many developers as possible to develop dApps on the Ontology blockchain, right? And we've seen that Ontology are actually distributing ONG to people, to the developers that develop dApps on their blockchain, right? So they're kind of rewarding them. So not only are they attracting them with all these software development kits, but they're also rewarding them, right? So they're really trying to attract developers to get them to start off on their blockchain. So let's see how that works out, because we're seeing more of these partnerships with Ontology. Again, like I was saying, some people thought Ontology is a Ponzi scheme just because of their staking functionality and the fact that you need to lock up your tokens or your coins for a certain period of time. But you got to keep in mind what they're trying to achieve, right? These guys are they're trying to open an office in the US at the moment, so not only in China, because a lot of people were afraid that because they're only in China, you know, they may manipulate the market. These kind of things, you can't really trust them. But actually, if you look at Ontology and the history and what they're trying to do, actually Ontology are really expanding, right? They're really going out there. So yeah, you cannot compare them to BitConnect, right? So yeah, that's pretty cool. And yeah, let's see how things go. Let's see how they move on. So yeah, basically, if you want to read this article, they're saying what developers could actually use, right? So they've got the smart contract development software called SmartX and VS Code extension, dApp development framework using Punica. So all these new terminology, which I've never actually heard of. This is new technology. New terminology. It looks pretty interesting. So yeah, do check that out if you're interested. But from an investor's point of view, I think this is great. We're seeing more news from Ontology, more partnerships, right? We need to see more partnerships, and especially strong ones which attract developers. And finally, from Ontology, I just want to bring up the game HyperDragons Go. I've actually done a demo on this game some time ago on the gameplay and how it actually works. So yeah, I just want to remind you that on the 28th of Jan, which was yesterday, they basically had this global launch in which some new features were designed for the game, such as ONG mining, right? You can mine using your dragon, and you can send them to explore and get all these cool treasure chests, which may contain prizes, and based on the strength of your dragons, you'll get a better chest, which means bigger prizes and this kind of thing. So they were actually doing an auction on certain dragons, and one of them was the Ontology dragon. There's actually 4 Ontology dragons at the moment, and there's one other special dragon, which is the one we can see in the image here, the orange one. So it's quite a powerful one. It's actually a legendary dragon, that's why they call it. And some guy bid an absolutely crazy amount, which is like 10,000 ONG for this dragon, I believe. And that's a lot of money. I mean, you're talking about $3,000 at the price. No, actually about $2,700. That was the current price of ONG when the dude bid for this dragon. So it's an insane amount of money for a digital dragon. It just shows you some people are willing to pay this kind of money for a simple game, right? So we are seeing it again. Just to keep in mind that you can, well, not yet, but you will be able to mine using these dragons. So obviously the more powerful you are, the more money you can make, right? The more ONG you get. So maybe the guy thought of it from a strategic point of view, right? It's a legendary dragon, it's unique, there's no other like it. Not only can he sire it to get the babies, right? The babies may be very powerful as well, so he can sire it probably for a lot of ONG, and he can pretty much maybe not get all of his ONG back, but he can pretty much get some of it back, right? So this is my understanding anyway, and this is probably the reason behind it. And also, you never know, you know, if the game develops really well, progresses, becomes famous, maybe you'll get a lot of people interested in these dragons. So maybe that dragon may be worth a lot of money at some point, right? So there are various reasons for wanting this unique legendary dragon, unless there'll be others like it, right? So yeah, that's pretty much it from Ontology and from the rest of the news that I've covered. Now let's talk about the giveaway. Okay, so I just want to say that finally we've reached week 5, right? So starting from today, 29th of January 2019 until Monday, 4th of February 2019, it's week 5 of the Phantasma Chain Giveaway, fully sponsored by Phantasma Chain, so I'd like to thank them very much. So what do you need to do? The conditions, right? You need to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you're new. Okay, if you're already subscribed, don't worry. You can do the other two things. So you can either follow Cryptos Chain on Twitter, which is myself. If you've already followed me, you can follow Phantasma Chain on Twitter. Or if you've already done all 3 of these things, you can simply retweet the tweet that I'm going to be posting after I upload this video. So it's going to be the most recent tweet, right? Link to this video. And if you retweet that tweet, then you'll get like 3 points, 3 entries for a chance to win 200 soul tokens, right? 2 lucky people are going to get 200 soul tokens each, a total of 400 soul tokens like I did in the previous weeks. These are going to be sent by Phantasma Chain directly to your wallets. But you do need to, if I ask you basically on Twitter, say if you're a Twitter winner and I tag you, right, you need to send me a private message on Twitter to give me your public address, right, so that I can pass it on to Phantasma and so that they can send you the tokens, right, in case you're a winner. And talking about winners, I just want to say congratulations to Asli_Pari and Sukanta4557, who are the 2 lucky winners from week 4 of the Phantasma Chain giveaway. So like I said, I'm going to tag you on Twitter. Please respond back by private messaging me with your Neo addresses so that I can pass them on to Phantasma and so that they can send you the tokens. They will be sending these tokens next week because they want to send them together with the previous winners, right? So they're going to distribute all the tokens to all the winners from the previous week on the very last week of this giveaway. So this is the last week. This is the 5th week. Feel free to enter again. Just because you won doesn't mean you cannot win again, right? So you can re-enter as many times as you want every single week. But yes, good luck. Thank you very much for taking part, and that's pretty much it for me today. Again, if you have any sort of comments, please leave a comment below. If you have any questions, whatsoever, any doubts, just leave a comment below the video and I'll be happy to answer it. Also, please like the video. I really appreciate it if you could do that. And again, just remember to subscribe if you're new. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in my next video. Have a lovely day. Goodbye.